Welcome to the Invisible Ink podcast, a podcast where we trace the lines of extraordinary lives. I'm joined here by Paul Drake. Thanks for coming, Paul.
Thank you.
Who is an ex-tour manager?
Correct.
Yes. Yep. Current. You just told me not to describe you as a photographer, but you're a person who takes photos still?
Yeah, of course.
You still enjoy taking photos?
Yeah, I still have a camera.
Okay, yeah.
Not just my phone.
Not just your phone.
Yeah,
yes,
still have a camera.
I think that qualifies you as a photographer.
Yeah.
I'll make the call there. We're designating you as officially. So if you'll indulge me for a sec, I'd like to start off by sort of explaining how the guest came into my orbit. Yeah. And in your case, it's an interesting story. I was watching a band last year. I was watching Sparta. Mm-hmm. They were doing touring White Tap Scars. And during the show, Jim Ward shouted out a man's side of stage and had some lovely platitudes about how that person had been a mentor and a friend, etc. over the years, and that was yourself. I didn't know that at the time. I clocked that because I've been marinating on this podcast idea for years, so I dropped that one in the marinade. And eventually mustered the courage to reach out to Jim, and I was like, Jim, who was that bloke?
Okay,
yes,
that's how.
And he gave up your details without any problems whatsoever.
Of course,
so just so you know, he's not exactly a vault.
I thought maybe you found me on Instagram or something.
No, eventually, but I actually reached out to Jim and said, who was it? Because I had no idea who you were, just that you had this connection to Jim.
And I lived in Perth.
And that you lived in Perth, and that fit beautifully in my plan for this particular podcast, which is talking to people, starting off with people from Perth and the local community and talking about the journeys that they've had, mostly in a creative space.
Yeah.
So, very basic question to kick off with, Paul. What's a tour manager?
A babysitter for musicians.
Yes.
Get them from point A to point B.
Okay. Yep.
That's basically,
Right.
You're just, you oversee everything that happens on a day-to-day basis on tour.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is pre-production as well. It's the planning, it's the flights, it's the hiring of the crew, it's all the gear, the backdrops, the lighting. I mean, everything that goes into that, you have to pre-produce. You don't just rock up. Well, you used to be able to do that in the van, but you wouldn't have a tour manager when those small tours. You just have a roadies. That's what I started out as.
Okay.
But a tour manager, he just oversees everything. Is the last line. You're dealing with the promoter. You're dealing with the local people. Way before to tell them what you expect and to see what we're gonna get when we get there.
Okay. Yep. So you're in charge of all the logistics, essentially, and
overseeing, because sometimes you have travel agents. I like to book my own flights because I was more in control that way.
Okay.
It saved money that way as well.
Yep.
But you have a booking agent and the management, and hopefully if they're cool, you're in there as well to say, hey, we can't do 12-hour drive to get from point A to point B. You have to because these people don't go on. The booking agents have never been on tour in their lives.
I see. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you have to make it work. Basically.
And liaising pretty much all the stakeholders of a tour. So the venues, the promoters, the whole lot. Busy sounds.
Yeah, I mean, it can be busy, but if it's the bigger you get, sometimes it depends on the musicians, but it's you sort of get into a rhythm.
Okay.
And nowadays everything is the same.
Yeah.
It really is, like sound systems, everything on a level of 1,500 seat theaters. It's pretty much the same.
Okay.
And sound guys, it's so much easier now. They have their own desk, and it's like plugins, and nothing's live anymore, really. If you wanna, we go into that later, but it's a different world of production, I think.
Okay.
It's all about lights now and video and.
Yeah. So, what made you feel particularly suited to that role? How did you become one?
I fell into it.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, before, I was in photography school, but I was also promoting really small shows. We had a warehouse, and, in house shows, things like that. Just
Whereabouts
for friends.
was this?
In Denver, Colorado.
Okay, righto. Yep.
I'm not from there, but I was living there at the time.
Okay, yep.
And so, I just started to I had a friend who was a skater, a snowboarder.
Yeah.
And he built a skate ramp in our backyard in Boulder, Colorado.
Yeah.
And he was a singer. He was a musician. So he's like, let's have a party on the skate ramp and get kegs.
Of course.
And we got a couple bands to play, and that started it. And then he moved to a warehouse outside of town,
Yeah.
and then he built a stage, and we just went from there.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, we're in Book Your Own Fucking Life. It's a punk rock, maximum rock and roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was sort of like a Bible of booking all over the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
And our name got in there, and bands from across the country were coming to play at our warehouse.
Wow.
So I would they'd stay at my house, I'd meet them, I'd go out with local bands on tour to take pictures. It just started like that. I didn't get paid for a couple years, you know.
Right. Okay.
It was just getting $5 a day to eat Taco Bell, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it started.
Real DIY.
Yeah. And so my book that I have coming out is all that.
Excellent.
That's all that DIY stuff.
Yep.
In the beginning, yeah.
Yep. So I should have mentioned you're a future published author. Or you have a book coming out.
We'll cross our fingers. I think it's going to happen. This year. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
2026.
2026. Yeah. Which will be when this was released. By the time I get around to editing this, no doubt. We're in late December now, but we'll be December. But
there's no rush, right?
Pretty time poor, but there you go. So you didn't have any guidance from mentors or anything? You were making this up as you went along?
Yeah, well, no. I mean, you're meeting people constantly, other bands, other roadie people. But yeah, overall, I just kept doing it.
Yeah.
And you're meeting people in each town that you're seeing every time you go back to that town. The bands always were slowly going from house basement shows to little small clubs and just learning as we went each time.
Yeah.
And never did I thought, I want to do this. I was just taking pictures. I was just traveling.
Yeah.
My goal was to go to Europe.
Yeah.
I want to go to Europe with the band. That's what I want to travel.
Yeah.
And so that's how it just happened.
It's funny how.
And then one band started paying me, you know? So.
Who was your first client, if you don't mind me asking? Can you recall who your first?
Well, I think this band called the VSS.
Oh, yeah, I know them.
They really.
I have the.
Good on you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
They paid me. They were the first person to pay me.
Yeah.
They could not afford it, but they clicked me in. That was like the fifth part, you know.
Yep.
And then Jimmy World, they got signed, so they had a little bit of money from Capitol, and that's when I started actually getting a wage.
Yes, right.
So Jimmy World was the first band who paid me a wage.
Okay.
Well, VSS was the first time I got money at the end of the tour to like pay my rent, you know.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Otherwise, it was just, no one was making money, so
yeah, right.
I just went for the fun of it.
Yeah. So you was tagging along with bands, and I suppose they've got the photographer and the tour manager in one. Nice little.
Yeah,
setup
exactly.
for them.
Well, we wouldn't call it a tour manager back then. I was the driver. I sold the merch.
Yeah.
Like I said, we were playing house shows, and you spend 3 hours at where you're playing, basically. You know, like there was no sound check and any of that kind of stuff. You just rocked up and set up and played.
Nice.
And then maybe you'd stay there as well on their couches or whatever. So yeah, it wasn't a tour manager job. It was just the extra guy in the van to do all the things. I wasn't drinking at the time, so I could drive.
Yeah.
I drove through the night all the time.
Yeah.
I was older than everyone else. I was usually 5 years older than most people.
Okay. Yeah.
Started a little late.
Yeah.
So I didn't start as a tour manager. Just sort of molded into that.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. When you mentioned like bands like say Jimmy Eat World were getting signed, were you dealing with them prior to that at all?
No, I used to tour with a band called Christie Front Drive from Denver, Colorado. They were my friends.
Yep.
Eric was the first. He was in a band called Turnkey. Was my very first tour.
Okay, right. Yep.
They were just friends, and they were going on a 3-week tour. I was like, I'll go take pictures. And they broke up. He joins Christie Front Drive. They do a tour without me, their first tour. They meet Jimmy World guys in Arizona.
Yeah.
And then the next tour, we would stay with them. They did a split 7-inch together.
Okay.
That's how they got signed, because this guy, Lauren Israel, was interested in Christie Front Drive. And they called Eric, and they said, what do you have coming out? He's like, we have a 7-inch coming out with this band from Arizona called Jimmy Eat World. Boom. They went to Arizona, and he was like, I don't want to sign to a major label. He was, punk rock.
Yep.
And Jimmy Eat World was like, sure, we'll sign.
Right.
They signed when they were young.
Yep.
And it all worked out for them.
Yes.
They didn't get screwed.
Right.
Because they were nothing.
Yep.
You can't get screwed if you had nothing.
Yeah, true, I guess. Yeah.
And so they got dropped by Capitol a couple years later after doing two 2 records.
Yeah.
And it worked. That's their history. Like
Yeah.
it worked out for them.
Yeah. They're still a going concern, aren't they? They're still just releasing albums.
They're still same 4 guys that I know.
Yeah,
who are in the band.
That's pretty rare.
It is.
Yeah, 25 plus
and they
years.
just have this really steady career.
Yep.
Which is what you want.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, that'd be ideal, wouldn't it? Yeah. So, how does your role dealing with them evolve and shift as the band sort of grows like that?
Well, yeah, it's called it's loyalty, really.
Yeah.
Anytime a band gets managements want to get someone in who they know.
Right.
And I dealt with a lot with that. But the
Okay.
band's always said, no, Paul is our guy.
Yeah.
So that's how I got in.
Yeah.
And so they would say, oh, Paul will be that guy, that role.
Yeah.
But I was never technical. I can't be a sound engineer. I can't change a guitar string. 25 years of touring, and I think I did it once, and I did it backwards.
Well, if you did it well, you'd have to do it all the time.
Exactly.
This is all,
Maybe I did it
weaponized
sabotage
incompetence.
myself,
It's got me where I am. Yeah.
So I sold merch most of the time.
Yeah.
And then drove and
Yeah,
helped
nice.
pack up the equipment and stuff. But it just as the band got bigger, I did those roles as they went, but I learned on the way.
Yeah. So your reputation's your equity in this industry.
Correct.
So with everybody, I'm assuming as well. So you're going to have trust in with promoters and venues and everybody, right? They're going to have to all
Never trust a venue. Never
they're
trust
going to
a
have to trust
promoter.
you, rather. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, sure.
And never trust the label either.
Well, this is the thing, right? So the
Yeah.
bands have got someone that they can trust in yourself, and that's part that reputation and those relationships. Yeah.
On a small level, you need that.
Yeah, makes sense.
On the bigger level, you need professionals. And
Yeah.
I hit that wall,
Yep.
which is fine with me. I don't want to be Coldplay's tour manager, That's just craziness.
Yeah.
That's just dealing with insanity.
Yeah.
You gotta be a yes man, and yeah.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah.
But you feel like these bands sort of, if they blow up to a point, you've got to sort of, if you love it, set it free sort of thing.
Yeah, I never did that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it to myself, but and I sabotaged myself in order.
okay.
I got fired, or it just
Yeah.
I just said, I'm too tired, and go on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So it happened.
Yeah, right.
I knew that it was just getting crazy.
Yeah. So with regards to the business aspect, I'm a bit of a business nerd, so you might have to. bear with me.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. So
it's the worst business in the world.
It's
brutal.
for people being taken advantage of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you hear, I love to read biographies. I
Likewise,
just do
yeah.
all the time. I've just scored like 20 books from the U.S.
Nice. Yeah.
But it's the same story over and over and over again,
Yeah.
And it's fascinating. I loved behind the scenes and how I wish more people were transparent. Do you remember when Steve Albini was sort of doing that a little bit, and how the major label deals work and all that? It's so interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
And publishing, it's so confusing.
Yes.
And they want it to be confusing
Of
because
course.
then you sort of give up. And
Yeah.
So I was always lucky that I was on the, I got paid a weekly wage or a monthly wage or whatever.
Yep.
I wasn't a musician having to deal with all that.
Yes.
It's a lot.
It's an industry full of bad actors, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's people who, you can go on and on. It's brutal.
Yep. So are you doing
musician is the
contracts and
last way.
NDAs and all that sort of stuff
No,
with the bands? Or
never signed an NDA in my life.
Yep.
I never got to that level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But you've obviously got some sort of contract that you
Never. In our
Really?
business, people are like, well, you don't have a contract? No, we don't
Yeah.
have contracts.
Yeah.
They fire you, you're done. It's on.
Right.
No health insurance, nothing.
Right,
No
yeah.
pension, nothing.
Right.
It's terrible.
Yeah, right.
And you think of all musicians on major labels, no health insurance.
Yeah.
Girls Against Boys they really, really try. When they signed to Atlantic, whoever they signed to, they really tried hard to get that in there, but the labels do not want to do that.
Really?
It's like an Uber driver. They're
Yeah.
like a part-time employee. They're like a, what do you call it?
The gig economy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, wow.
You're not an employee.
Of course, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
mind-boggling.
I mean, some of the premiums on some people signed to rock labels would probably be pretty high given some of the lifestyle, I guess, but it's really no excuse not to cover them at all.
Yeah, but crew and all that, there's no...
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
I
of
think
course, yeah.
now maybe bands have insurance for their employees,
Yeah.
the crew and stuff,
Yeah.
but my day they didn't have that.
Yeah, okay.
I think Australia is obviously, it's pretty upscale.
Yeah.
So those things you have to have those things.
So you're not a member of the union of any kind or anything?
No,
There's no such thing, no sort of framework in place? Yeah,
if there is a union, I was never part of that stuff.
Yeah, right, okay. Yeah, right, so you've, there's not legal entanglements and all that sort of thing to worry about as such, but that leaves you exposed as well.
If there's somebody gets hurt, you might be thrown under the bus with the promoter and the venue and all that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's concerning, isn't it? Yeah.
It never happened, but I think they were at the drive-in. They opened for Rage Against the Machine.
Right.
And some little shithead. I mean, people were slamming, getting kicked out of the venue before the bands even started. Like, they were so riled up.
Yeah.
And at the drive-in was, no one knew who they were.
Right, yep.
And people were just like, fuck yeah. It was horrible. It was really rough.
Yeah.
And someone threw a penny, or throwing pennies, and Tony, the drummer, threw one back, and it hit somebody in the eye.
Oh.
And but I never heard I think something got, who knows what happened.
Yeah.
You'd have to ask Tony, or Jim would probably know.
Yeah.
But I remember that at the end of the show that it was very like, oh shit,
Yeah. Get in the van, get out of town.
Yeah, but they're gonna, it's a Rage Against the Machine show, so you know that it's gonna happen. But we left that night. We didn't. The police. I don't think the police were called, or if they were, they weren't dealing with us. And yeah. So you're right. We just left and went on our way.
Yeah.
And heard about it later, I think.
Right. Yeah, right.
So maybe the label took care of it. Who knows?
But, yeah.
But those things can happen.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. I've been in the middle of a Rage Against the Machine show myself. I'm surprised that would have been the first of many injuries.
Yeah, I mean, kids were getting thrown out of the venue before the first band even started, when the lights were still on. Like, it was so riled up.
Yeah.
That was a tough crowd, man.
Really, yeah.
Oof.
It's crazy in hindsight when you think about I bet you, I wonder how many of those people that weren't appreciating at the drive-in at the time.
They thought we were good later.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I was there.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Going,
I took a penny in the face.
Yeah. Calling them faggot. It was horrible.
Oh, really?
It was really brutal.
Yeah. Good old hardcore music fans and their gatekeeping, eh?
Exactly.
It never fails. Yeah. So how much... on sort of that note, like, how much of a personal, emotional investment are you having with these artists? Like, is it hard to stay connected?
I mean, in the early days, I knew them. I would tour with one band, and we would play shows with that other band, and then I would go on to that band.
Yep.
So I knew them. They'd stay at my house. I'd stay at their house. We spent... you didn't have hours doing sound checks, so you're in the van, you're going swimming, you're doing all this other stuff, and you're living together in this small van.
Yeah.
So no, I was fully invested.
I
like to say that I looked after them, they looked after me. Like, I was, I was fully invested with them.
So that's going to be a double-edged sword in that, obviously, bands like At the Drive-In and Jimmy 8, well, they just take off, and they're internationally famous, and they're huge, and there's this zeitgeist happening around them. That must be really gratifying and nice.
Yeah, when the coming up is some of the best days, when that's all your hard work is paying off for them. Like, you see it happening.
You can feel it and see it happening.
And it was never overnight. Those bands worked their asses off, slowly, not slowly, but you could see it happening, but it wasn't like, all of a sudden they're playing a stadium.
Yes, yeah. But you're apart from the feeling around them, the hype around them or whatever, you're noticing at the shows, you're noticing a difference in the shows, more people coming, I'm assuming?
Yep, more people coming, making more money, promoters are happy, so they're doing what you're asking.
Nice.
That was always you have to fight to get this beer or this drinks. You're fighting all the time.
Yeah.
And once the selling out, you're not fighting anymore.
You got leverage.
Exactly.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So the other side of that, though, is when there's an acrimonious breakup that can happen, like, again, at the drive-in.
Yep.
That can't be easy when you have an emotional investment and you consider them all to be your friends.
Well,
when something negative happens.
I don't even want to get into that one.
No, of course.
You can ask Jim about that more. But
no, I don't need to do. Just more
I
broadly.
went with Omar and Cedric.
Okay, yeah.
When that broke up, when that stopped, Omar and Cedric they were doing De Facto.
Yeah.
And what they would do, Omar would book a De Facto tour on the end of an At the Drive-In tour in Europe.
Okay.
So we would stay and just do this small little van tour with no pressure, no managers, blah, 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 and just, 2 or 3 weeks cruising around Eastern Europe. I mean, some of the best times were De Facto shows just because it was so stress-free.
Yeah.
And so I went with those guys.
Okay,
And then they started Mars Volta, and then I toured with Mars Volta.
Sure, yeah. But sort of more broadly, when not speaking specifically about that situation, but just I'm just thinking the emotional investment's a double-edged sword, that when things are going great, obviously it must be fantastic, but you were also invested in these people, and it's a bit outside of your control, and if things aren't going well, it must be hard to be part of that.
Well, you see it doesn't that doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
It's a long
okay.
process of breaking up.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
people are unhappy for a long time.
Yeah.
And you sort of, it's like a bad divorce, you know,
Okay.
whatever. My parents are still married, but
Yeah.
I'm sure you could see it like it's probably a better thing as a child that your parents are divorced than fighting all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so sometimes it's better when those bands
Yeah,
break
right.
up and go on with their lives. I mean, these bands are getting together when they're 16, 17 years old, you know?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
You by 21, you're a different person,
Yeah.
you know?
And you're literally living in a van, traveling around, living in each other's pockets.
Yeah, you're not making any money.
24/7.
You can't have a personal life.
Yeah.
Your girlfriends get pissed at you because you're leaving all the time, and
Yeah.
it's tough.
Was it, when you were living quite a transient lifestyle like that, is it harder for you to establish roots and all that
I
sort
was
of
a
stuff?
separate beast. I was
Yeah.
just on my own.
Yeah.
You know, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I didn't have a personal life, but that was fine. I had friends and stuff, but
Yeah.
I just enjoyed being on the road.
Yeah.
Sometimes I was on the road 10 months of the year. It's kind of insane.
Yeah. Sounds exhausting.
It was, man. I get
Yeah.
PTSD now.
Yeah,
thinking about
yeah,
it.
no doubt.
Every time I'm in an airport, I'm so excited that I'm not with 12 people, 40 pieces of luggage to check onto the plane.
Trying to work out where the drummer is.
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
where the sound guy is.
Yeah, they're the notorious ones, are they? Okay. Did you have to develop some techniques to keep for your own sort of physical and mental well-being over the years?
Yeah, you
Like-
gotta, days off.
Yeah.
Or even an hour or so just to walk around the cities, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always did that.
Okay.
Jim from At the Drive-In he used to be a pain in the ass about that stuff. He didn't want to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
He just wanted to sit at the club or whatever. I sort of pushed people, let's go see the Dome in Cologne and walk to the top and everything, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jim thanked me later, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
I gave up after a while
Yeah.
on convincing people to go,
Yeah.
and I just kept doing it myself.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I wanted to travel.
Yeah.
You know, I got to see the world.
Unreal. Yeah. Yeah.
So it was cool. But yeah, you got to take time for yourself. You
Yeah.
know?
Yep. So I mean, 10 months of the year, you're going to burn out.
Yeah. I didn't do that for that long.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Slowly worked up, and then I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was living in Europe. I was living super cheap, so I could take time off.
Okay.
And not stress about it too much.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. So you didn't essentially have a home base the whole time that you would return to.
Yeah, I was living in New York.
Okay.
I lived in Colorado,
Yep.
Denver, and then I started touring, and then I moved to New York because a couple of friends moved there.
Yeah.
And I lived super cheap in New York City. I lived there for 5 years. I never paid more than $250 a month in rent. I was living in some rough places.
Yeah.
And thank you to my friends for allowing me to crash. But yeah, I did it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I lived in New York, I was always a tourist because I was always touring. I'd come back and I would just have 3 weeks off or whatever. It's fantastic.
Yeah. But you're not establishing yourself for later in life and
Not
that sort
at
of
all.
things. Yeah. So
Not
that's
at
the
all.
payoff.
I had
right?
no plan.
Yeah.
I had zero plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the payoff's got to be.
And plan was to move to Europe. I did that.
Yeah.
And then I lived there for 15 years.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
whereabouts
I
in
moved to-
Europe?
I lived in Prague for 10 years.
Okay, I love Prague.
And then I lived in Porto, Portugal for
Okay.
5.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
So I went from Prague to Porto to Perth. Yeah.
I like the alliteration. I'm a big alliteration guy. I love it. Yeah, right. So as you're going through your career and it's developing, you're starting in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yep.
First tour was summer 93.
93,
Yeah.
right, yep. You're in an era there where technology is rapidly taking off. I'm assuming you had no internet, no
Nope.
email or anything, so you're...
People are booking. We used to have this, I don't know if you ever heard of a dialer. It was a little machine from Radio Shack, and it would remember phone numbers.
Okay, yeah.
And somebody along the line got inside of it and changed a chip, and it made the sound of a quarter going into the payphone. Now, this is pre-digital payphones.
Yeah.
They changed in the late 90s, I think,
Yeah.
in the US. So we would go to a payphone, and then you would dial your number, and it would ask for $2.25, and that would be usually in quarters. That
Yeah.
would be the way to do it. So you would just push it 9 times, the button, and it would make the sound of a quarter going in the phone. And it worked.
Yeah. We're confessing to a crime here.
Absolutely.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that was a
Statute of
crime.
limitation.
But all those bands back then,
Yeah.
it all just word of mouth. And
Unreal.
I knew a kid
Yeah.
in Texas who could do it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
every time I went to Texas, I'd go get 2 of these, you know?
Yeah.
The things were like $30 at Radio Shack.
Yeah.
And then he knew where to get the chips.
Yeah.
And I'd
Yeah.
sell them to other bands. And everyone had dialers.
Right. Yeah.
And you could call home.
Yeah.
And people booked their whole tours on that. Now, you couldn't use the same phone over and over again because the phone company would understand.
Right,
They'd
yeah.
rock up to collect their quarters, and there'd be no quarters in there.
Yeah.
So you had to like move around a bit.
Yeah.
And overall, after a couple of years, they were like, they would come on the line and go, use real coins, please. And then the phones changed, and but it worked for a couple of years.
We're on to you. You got the Radio Shack.
Yeah, you just click and leave, you know.
Yeah. So that's got to be hours of your day, right? Like making calls and bookings and
Yeah,
to
I
various
never
stakeholders.
really booked the tours.
Okay.
Most of the people, somebody in the band, that would be their job.
Okay.
Yeah. In the early days. Yeah.
Okay.
Before
Yeah.
the booking agents.
Yeah.
We're talking house shows and really small stuff.
Yeah. Righto. Yeah. So did you?
So technology, that was it. We had no
was it.
cell phones.
Yeah.
I mean, Europe was insane. I'd get faxed directions on that shitty fax paper.
Oh.
Fax directions in Italy and Rome, like what a fucking nightmare. You know? And then this was pre-Euro,
Yeah.
pre-cell phone.
So you got all the currencies.
So every
that you
fucking
can-
border, and you got to call the promoters. You got to stop. You got to exchange your money to get coins.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a nightmare.
Yeah,
It
that
was a
paper's
nightmare.
faded immediately. That fax.
Oh
paper.
yeah, it's wipe off
as soon as it sees air.
Yeah. I mean, GPS saved my life.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Phew.
Yeah.
As soon as GPS, I was like, get that.
Yeah.
Little Tom
What a
Toms.
good-
I
yeah.
had every version of GPS in the
Right.
van after that.
Yeah.
Because it was driving around Spain and Italy.
Yeah.
When you got some Italian, it was a nightmare.
These are things we all take for granted these days.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I'd be driving 8 hours and then get to Rome and try to find the club. You know?
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah.
So you're pretty good at navigating these days? or-
Yeah.
Excellent.
I mean, I know how to read a map. You know?
Yeah. Well, you're miles ahead of me.
You have to, you
I'll
know.
probably get lost on my way home today.
Yeah, now I'm addicted to my GPS. You
Yes,
know,
yeah.
Going home tonight, I'll put it in there. I know how to get home, but
Yeah.
still put it in.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Interesting, right.
Yeah.
And so later on, obviously, things are becoming a little bit easier with the tech and all that sort of thing, and that's fantastic. Do you miss much about your days on the road?
Nope.
No, you had your fill?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when did you finish up with the touring?
I finished up probably around 2014.
Yeah.
That was a band called Dark Side.
Okay.
This guy, Nicholas Jarre.
Okay.
He had this thing with a guitar player. It was fantastic. There was 6 of us. We toured the world. It was really successful. I was like, I can't do better than this. You know, it was a really good tour.
Wow, yeah.
And I've been wanting to quit for forever.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was going to do, but I had a little bit of money,
Yeah.
and I was living cheap in Portugal, and I was like, I'm just going to take a break and see what happens, you know?
Yeah.
And then I met my partner.
Yeah.
He lives here in Perth,
Yeah.
so I moved to Perth.
I was going to ask why Perth. Yep.
Yeah, he's from South Africa, but he had been living here since 2010.
Yep.
I met in Cape Town. A month later, I moved here.
Wow.
Just because
right.
I was, I was up for it.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. And sorry, when was that? How long have you been in Perth?
2015.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're almost local. That's a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're nearly
almost
there.
11 years now.
Yeah. We'll give you the lobotomy and the
February
eucalyptus
will
tree.
be 11 years.
Wow. Yeah.
Give me a botomy.
Isn't that the citizenship? Supposed to give you a lobotomy and a koala or something?
Oh, I got like what did I get? Like a Tim Tam, a little
Yeah.
Tim Tam. It was awesome. I got a little plant.
One Tim Tam.
Yeah, I got a little.
We
I
go
think I
all
got a
out.
coin or
Yeah.
a badge or something.
Yeah. Right.
I did it at the city hall.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember my dad's. Yeah. They gave him a little tree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't know how that tree's going these days.
And then we got a sausage roll. Yeah, that's blew me away. A free beer and a sausage roll. I was like, what?
and a Tim Tam.
They're giving beer somewhere? Yeah.
You know what? I'm okay with that. I think that's
Yeah.
pretty good. That's pretty Aussie. I like that.
But then when I moved here, I couldn't work for a year to get my visa.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
And then my friend Lyndon, he's a lighting guy.
Yep.
I just kind of wanted to work again.
Yep.
And I wanted to work in Australia, New Zealand only. So I had started doing it. And we work weekends here. It's so easy.
Yeah.
And the crews are very professional.
Okay. Yeah.
they know it too. I mean, they're good at their job, but they know it. So the
Yeah.
crews here were a little difficult.
Yeah, okay.
For me,
Yeah.
I was the American coming in. It didn't really work out that good.
Bit of a click initially.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So I worked
Yeah.
for Peking Duck for a couple of years.
Okay. Yeah.
And
yeah.
then COVID happened, and that stopped that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I hadn't worked in a long time. I hadn't been to the U.S. because of COVID, and then Spacey Jane got in touch.
Yeah, yeah.
So I went out with them for a U.S. tour.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And that was fun, but they're just too young.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah.
And I had been off the road. I was like, okay, I'm over this.
Yeah.
So I stopped.
That was
after
the final flush of the system.
Yeah, we did like Falls Festival, and
Yeah.
then I did that run, and I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yep. Yeah.
I was gonna do more, and I was like, why? Just stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The timing's right. Yeah.
And then a friend of mine, you ever heard of an artist called Earth Eater?
no, I
She's
hadn't-
Russian
yeah.
American. She's a little crazy.
Okay.
She's a really good singer.
Yeah.
But my friend was gonna tour with her in Australia.
Yeah.
They were doing Dark Mofo.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And my friend couldn't do it, so she's like, "Will you do this?" I was like, "I don't want to, but Dark Mofo, sure, I'll go to New Zealand. I love New Zealand. I mean, not New Zealand, Tasmania.
Tasmania, yeah, yeah.
I love Tasmania.
Yeah.
I'd never been to Dark Mofo.
Yeah.
So I said, I'll do it.
Yeah.
12 days of that craziness.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That was enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drugs and I was like, why am I doing this?
Yeah. Righto. Yeah.
So I did
yeah.
that, and it's like no more.
Right.
So that was July 23.
Okay.
I finished. That's
Yeah.
the last time I worked.
That's a good run.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good run. Yeah.
93 to 23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nice bookend. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the round. Yeah.
exactly.
Have you maintained lots of connections? Many connections from your days?
And people where they are on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
No, I used to see people when they come to Perth.
Yep.
Like crew people from Peking Duck and all that, but
Yep.
I've stopped doing that a little bit.
Yeah.
I went to AC/DC the other night.
So you got it. Yeah.
My friend from Prague calls me, or he texts me, and he says, "Oh, you want to go to AC/DC?" I was like, "Well, I can't because I'll be in the U.S. on December 4th.
Yeah.
'Cause they only had one show at first.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, no, I didn't ask him how or whatever. He's calling from Prague, What the hell? Then I said, hey, they added a show on the 8th. I'll be home. Do you still get tickets? He's like, yeah, I'll try. So he knows this guy, he's Czech. He invented this crowd control camera or something, some fisheye lens, something.
Okay.
And when they played in Prague like 2 years ago, he did the crowd control. He showed him his technology or something, and he got the job.
Right.
I mean, I think this guy's like a tech whiz, and he
Yeah,
works
yeah.
all over the world. So my friend knows him, and then got me a ticket
Wow.
to
Yeah.
the other night. And
Yeah. Good show.
no, no, this sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you go there, it's free. Who cares?
It's an Aussie institution.
Everyone's
I
on their
guess.
phones. I just don't ever get it. So,
Yeah. I can tick AC/DC off the list
Yeah.
at least, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen him before, but,
I do, yeah,
but
yeah.
why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it was not.
They were
not
kind
a
of
great show.
a religion in the small town I grew up in.
Of course.
Yeah.
Did you go to the Highway to Hell thing?
No, I
that was-
never got into them. In fact, I got beaten up for not listening to AC/DC. I was listening to punk music and
Yeah. But that's the thing. AC/DC is sort of a gateway.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Because
yeah.
it's like the heavy metal Ramones. It's like the same song
a
over
great
and over.
analogy,
The lyrics,
yeah.
they're not punk rock at all.
No.
Song about banging 13-year-old girls. That kind of shit. No, not great.
No. It's they seem pretty dangerous back in the day. It's interesting how these things have evolved, and now they're on AM radio and
Yeah.
So,
But I went to that Canning. Did you go to the Highway to Hell thing? You know what I'm talking about?
the Canning Highway.
Yeah, Perth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just went there to see the crowds. See the people.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie, Heavy Metal Parking Lot?
Yes, I have actually.
That's so good.
Yeah.
But that's AC/DC.
Yes, that's my small town I grew up in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I was the one kid with the skateboard and a Minor Threat T-shirt.
Right.
Yeah.
Here in WA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I managed to get beaten up a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's,
Rural Australia
It's made me the
fucking
skittish
rough,
man that I am today. So yeah, we've sort of briefly touched on it. You've got a book that you've been working on
for a long
5
time.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little sneak peek.
Well,
earlier.
COVID, like everyone, you have time on your hands, so
Yeah.
I just started scanning my negatives. And
Had it always been in the back of your mind to do
of
something
course,
like this?
absolutely.
Just document a certain era of your.
Well, I never did it on purpose for a book, but I knew there was a book in there eventually.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, so the guy from there's a podcast called Washed Up Emo.
Yeah. Familiar with that? Listen to that. Yeah.
Terrible word, but
Yeah.
you know, whatever. He's a little younger than me.
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
Yeah.
And he did a book with he did his own books, like interviews that he had been doing. He put them out in book form.
Yep.
Then he did a book with Matt Pryor from Get Up Kids.
Yep.
And so we got talking, and he's the one sort of getting it going. And
Oh, really? Yeah.
Polyvinyl, I think it's going to distribute it.
Excellent. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't talked to anybody in a while. I talked to Tom a couple weeks ago, so it's all good. I just need to.
Yeah.
I was close to getting it going, probably 2 years ago, but I didn't know how to edit it. I didn't know how to. I didn't know.
Get the formatting down out of.
I have all these images. And I wanted someone else to do it, and Tom said he would do it, and he just, he just flaked out.
Yeah, got other things on.
Yeah, exactly. So finally, I did it.
Yeah.
It took me a long time, but yeah.
And I've got a list of if you don't mind, I might just read the bands that you're featuring in it. If you don't mind, just for the listeners. So you got At the Drive-In, Boys Life, Braid, Christie Front Drive, the Get Up Kids, Giant's Chair, Jejune, is that how you say it?
Yep.
Jejune? I wasn't familiar with them. Jimmy Eat World, Knapsack, Mineral, No Knife, Promise Ring, Turnkey, and VSS.
That's it.
So some pretty incredible bands there. How did you settle on that as your accent going in there?
Black and white negatives.
Okay. Yep. So strictly black
Real
and white.
camera.
Yep.
Real film.
Yep.
They're all sort of the same genre.
Yeah. Okay.
VSS.
Yeah.
I wasn't so sure.
Yep.
But
bit more synthy and.
Yeah, they were awesome, man.
Yeah.
Oh. And those guys are friends of mine from Colorado.
Wow, okay.
Who later moved to San Francisco, and I toured with their band after that called Pleasure Forever. So I was really close with those guys.
Yeah.
And invested a lot.
Yeah.
And some of the photos I took of VSS are some of the best stuff I ever did. We went into the desert and the sand dunes and it was so good.
Yeah.
And those photos had sort of been lost.
Yeah.
But Sonny, the singer, I saw him on that Spacey Jane tour in October 2023.
Yeah.
And he went into his stuff and found him and sent him to me. So I said, I gotta put him in the book.
Yeah.
So but they're all the same genre, same time frame.
Yeah.
Back when we were in a van playing house shows.
So it's the time capsule of that particular period. Yeah. Would you probably shouldn't ask why you're in the throes of putting this one together, but would you think of doing another book of another era, or are you happy enough just with this document?
This will be it.
Has it been cathartic or has it been painful?
No, it's been great.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So I'm assuming you're looking at lots of images going back through, lots of memories coming back.
Yeah, and scanning them was really cool, and then I was putting them on Instagram, and I'd never done Instagram before and all that.
Yeah.
So that was cool, and then seeing some interest, and I sold a few pictures of the covers I did for Boys Life and Jimmy Eat World and stuff.
Yeah.
So I sold probably 20 of those. So that, I was like, oh, there's an interest out there.
Yeah.
So my goal is to sell 500.
Right. Okay.
I think I should be able to do that.
Yeah. Oh, look, this podcast will give it a bump. You'll be. This is at least 2 or 3 sales here, I reckon.
Well, the wage you're paying me for this is, guys. Obviously, money's strolling in.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all good.
Yeah, sure.
Did that Venmo go through?
Yeah, I'll have to ask my accountant. I'm one of those dodgy promoters. Yeah. So that little. When you look at that little group of bands there, or big group bands, really, they're really what you really were on the very early days of, like, it was a zeitgeist that I mean, those bands, Jimmy Eat World, At the Drive-In, all those sort of guys, they in Australia got a lot of traction in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Everybody, this is just my personal subjective take on it, but like there was a big push for, everyone was still looking, chasing the dragon or the next Nirvana, right? So obviously, from a commercial point of view at least, and At the Drive-In got pushed as the potential.
I was here. It was crazy.
Yeah.
The Big Day Out.
You were here on the Big Day Out. Yeah, it's quite famous, that tour. Yeah.
That was the last tour. That's when it all started coming crashing down.
The Sydney show. Yeah.
They tried to be Fugazi on a major label, and it was a nightmare. It was horrible. Those were rough times.
Yeah. Fugazi, my favorite band of all time, just as an aside.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolute. Yeah.
They were pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And more live than record.
Yes. Yeah. Got to see them once, which was fantastic.
Where'd you see them?
Saw them UWA here in 1994, I think it was. Yeah.
At the Drive-In?
No. So I saw At the Drive-In once.
Who was your favorite band?
Fugazi.
Oh, okay.
Fugazi, my favorite band of all time. Yeah. Huge influence on my life.
On all of ours.
Yeah.
My photography.
Really?
Discord ads.
Yes. And honestly, I was
My
thinking,
aesthetic comes from Discord ads.
Yes. Yeah. Right. There you go.
Totally.
Unreal. Yeah.
Cynthia Connolly, like, she used to take all that
Yeah.
band photos.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you'd write to Discord, and they'd write back
Ian would
to
write
you.
back. He still does to this day, apparently. Yeah. I always wanted to, but I don't want to annoy him. But yeah, because I was actually thinking when you were talking about the early days of the van and the way you were doing things with DOA, I was thinking that there was that the Washington scene.
They were who you.
They were the blueprint.
That's how you did your.
Yeah.
That's how you wanted your career to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was amazing, but. He had Minor Threat to start,
That's
remember?
right.
And he had
Yeah.
Discord. So,
Yeah.
and they must have, how much of a pain in the ass it would be to be in Fugazi?
Oh.
And it's for Ian to deal with those promoters
Yeah.
and just the hard work he would do to book those shows himself and dealing with all the security. And they dealt with meatheads in the crowd.
Yeah.
It was, and they had to fight all the time to get where they were.
back and kick him out. Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame.
But they could sell records, and
Yes.
all that money went to them.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, they had the lower price point, but I mean, somehow that stuff's making it to a small town in Western Australia in the early 90s, pre-internet, and changing my life. So
no, they were selling records.
Yeah, they definitely
For
were.
sure.
And I was certainly buying them. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, we all were.
Yeah, they're huge. So do you think that was a little bit of the blueprint that At the Drive-In were going for, essentially? Just,
Absolutely.
More,
For
obviously
sure.
not sound-wise, but just sort of approach and aesthetic-wise.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
They influenced everyone.
Yeah.
In that level.
Yes, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And yeah,
Every time a Fugazi record came out, it was in the van. Like, we were listening to it right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every one of those bands.
Yes. Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. That's good to know. There's some universal influence there, I guess, across the scene. Yeah. That particular Big Day Out tour, they weren't due to come to Perth, were they, on that tour, I don't believe?
No.
Because...
We came to Perth with Mars Volta later, a couple years later.
Yeah,
Yeah, we only did 3 shows, maybe?
Yeah.
We had our own show. That was when Coldplay was on it, I remember.
Okay, yeah.
They were the first, that's when their first time.
Yep.
And Jim is still friends with Chris.
Right, wow, okay.
Yeah, from that tour.
They haven't consciously uncoupled?
No, they've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
That's how Jim got me tickets to Coldplay when they came here.
Yeah, wow, okay, yeah, right.
Pretty cheesy show, by the way. But
was it?
It's Optus, but they had puppets on stage. Oh, there was puppets. Yeah.
Who packs the puppets? I wonder. They've got to take a puppet guy on tour. That's when you know you're doing all right. When you got a puppet guy on stage.
Yeah, I remember him saying, "Oh, this is like the 118th show," and I was like, "Oh my God, do yourself in." Like,
how bored are you?
I know, and the band guys, they're not chatting or anything with anybody. So yeah.
Yeah. Look,
that's a whole nother world.
Not my thing, but good luck to them.
Correct.
Yeah. Obviously, there's enough people that are buying their
Hopefully
albums.
they're nice people, and
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But that we only did 3 shows on that.
Yeah.
They only played 3 shows.
Yeah, because I went to all the Big Day Outs and they did not come to Perth. Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe because that was in the middle of touring. Like maybe the offer came in late.
Okay. Yeah.
And we already had stuff booked because we went to Europe right after that.
Okay. Yeah.
And I know they were filming that video right before we left. That's a whole nother thing. That's one of the things that really was bad. There was the video, I can't remember the song. It's a song about all the women being murdered in what's the border town next El Paso? Juarez.
Yeah.
And Tony
Invalid
Letter Department maybe?
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
And Anton Corbijn is fucking directing it. I mean, he's the god,
Okay, yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
And so Tony has written out this thing. It's like really serious. And they have this time frame because we're going to get on a plane to go to Australia. So I'm thinking that shit was really compact. And that's why we probably only made 3 shows.
Okay.
And so they did some filming, and then they left, and then of course they trust Anton to do this thing, and then so we're in Australia. I think we're in Sydney, and I remember the videotape got sent to us. It's a videotape, it's not digital, nothing, Yeah. And I remember wheeling it. We had like a TV and a VCR that the hotel had, and we put it in one of those conference rooms.
Yeah.
And they watched the video, and it was all Omar and Cedric jumping around.
Oh no!
And it was like just devastating.
Yeah.
That they wanted to be director of this video. You know what I mean? Like they had the ideas, everything.
Yeah.
And he just put, I'm sure the record labels, just put Omar and Cedric in there.
Yeah.
And it was always a constant, doing a photo shoot of the band, and then trying to go, oh, can I get single shots, And they're like, sure. And then, of course, they only used the Omar and Cedric shot.
Yeah.
So they had to learn to fight with the photographer at all times, going, no single shots.
Yeah, wow.
And it was just, that's the major label. You're fighting all the time like that.
Yeah, they've got a vision, and it might not align with yours or the band's.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, right? They've got the got the collateral. Yeah,
it was constant.
Right. These are
And they broke up a couple weeks later after that video.
Yeah, right.
And they were like screaming, and it was awful.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah. So you must have become relatively adept at handling delicate artistic egos, did you, over the years, or?
Yeah, it took me a while.
Yeah.
And Mars Volta fired me because I wasn't the guy to complain to anymore.
Right.
I was friends with those guys, and I understood.
Yeah.
I'm not a yes guy, I just call them on their shit.
Yeah.
And they didn't want that.
Yeah, fair.
Which understandable. They were at a level now that they could hire someone they could yell at.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And I didn't want to be yelled at.
No, fair enough.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It's never good to get fired, but they did me a favor, and it was better for them anyway. So we were friends still after.
This is good. Well, yeah. If you've maintained the relationship, and to the fact you're friends with those guys, and you've got Jim Ward saying lovely things about you from the stage, so you've obviously done something right there.
I saw Jim on that Spacey Jane tour.
Okay.
We were in El Paso. We had a day off, and I had a beer with him.
Yeah.
I've always tried to keep in touch with people.
Yeah, nice.
I didn't see him for a while, probably because Sparta and Mars Volta were doing their own thing.
Yes, yeah.
Those guys weren't talking for a while.
Yeah.
But nothing ever bad blood.
This is good, yeah.
Yeah. It's easy to be nice, It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's hard to be a dickhead.
Yeah, well,
I think so.
I manage it. It comes easily to me. So, was there any difference? Just one last thing with the two managers, just sort of jumping around a little bit. But did you have a different approach for different? Because you've got an eclectic range of bands you've worked with.
Yeah. After a while, it became a job. After a while.
Okay. Is your approach the same regardless, or do you have to modify?
No.
your approach?
After a while, I'm not going to be friends with them.
Okay. Yeah.
Friendly, but not.
Yeah, I understand.
I didn't know them from before.
Yeah.
I just got hired by the manager to come in and be a tour manager.
Yeah.
Which was different. And that ended with Mars Volta, I think.
Okay.
When I stopped with Mars Volta, I just started going with bands just because I was hired.
Yeah, okay.
And I became friends with them, but you treat it totally different.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell them what to do.
Yeah.
They're my boss.
Yeah.
You can sort of beat around the bush and sort of give them shit about you're asking something kind of stupid. You wouldn't say that, but you got to
massage it a little bit.
Exactly.
Package it. Yeah. Okay. How were you getting hired? Is it based off your reputation?
It's your resume. And it's somebody saying, "Oh, I know the sound guy. I know that boom boom boom."
Yeah.
You started to know all these people.
Yeah.
And it just happens to be I saw a guy in an airport one day, and then a week later, he remembers me, and then he says, "Oh, you should get this guy."
Right.
And it's just like that.
Yeah.
You're not doing LinkedIn, none of that.
Yeah.
I used to have to hustle a little bit. I was, after a couple months, I'd say, "Oh, I gotta get I'll get a job." Then I'd have to hustle a little bit and start putting feelers out and stuff.
Yeah.
But it never took long.
Yeah. Well, that speaks to your reputation, obviously, right? To have such a long career and one that's fulfilling, even when other people are dropping off. That's.
And some people just don't work out with some people.
Yeah,
and it doesn't say you're a bad tour manager. Just people don't click.
Just not meshing. Yeah.
So you go from one to the other, and it's no big deal.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm assuming discretion is a big part of being a tour manager.
Yeah, but my days weren't until I came to Australia. The drugs weren't crazy.
Yeah.
I was so surprised about the drug use in Australia.
Really?
Totally.
So we're good at something.
Well, you get shitty cocaine and you're paying a fortune for it. Not that I did. I was just blown away. Like, you guys, you're spending so much money on shitty coke. Like, you idiots.
Buy some Bitcoin.
Yeah, go to Colombia. Get your booking agent. Go to Colombia and get the real shit. Then you'll never do this crap here.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But no, I never had to. Like I said, I never signed an NDA. There was nothing ever.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember anything crazy.
No, yeah. I guess that's also another trust thing as well, though, just in case. I'm assuming that there's an unwritten rule that what happens on the road stays on the road to a degree regardless.
True. Yeah. But also remember, the bands I work with weren't rich.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And with money comes
largesse.
Yeah. excess
Yep.
and free time and stuff. So
More money, more problems.
yeah, when you're poor, you're working hard, and God, it's a hard work to be on tour.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Sounds
It's
to
a
me
long
like
days.
you preferred the earlier days. Would you say, or
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because I traveled more. I saw more of the world on
Yeah.
those smaller tours.
yeah, yeah,
For sure.
Okay.
And it was exciting because it was newish,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
And at the end, I was like, oh, touring America again. No
yeah.
thanks.
It's run its course.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
I haven't lived there in 20, almost 26 years.
No desire to go back.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
I mean, I go back because my parents
Yeah,
are still alive,
yeah,
but
yeah,
no.
yeah.
I will never live there again.
No.
No.
Yeah. I can't get back into the country based on today's announcement.
Yeah.
Regarding social media. So.
People were always saying, but they don't have the manpower to do that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they do not have the manpower. And what's the one journalist that he said he's Australian a couple months ago?
Yeah, yeah.
Something else is on that story. There's
Yeah, of course,
something
yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Because you don't just find some random journalist, oh, he's coming, let's get him.
Yeah.
I don't know, something he's not telling us. Or
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things they're not telling us, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And what they are telling us is horrifying. But anyway, we don't know.
But they don't have the manpower to check everyone's phone.
Yeah, right.
You know how long that
so
would
it's
take?
a bluff, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They could do it randomly, but it just sounds insane.
Yeah. I think I've got the kind of face that they would double check personally.
But no one needs to go there. Don't go to
no,
America.
I've done a couple of trips and yeah.
Take a break.
Go to New Zealand. Apparently it's lovely.
What's that?
Go to New Zealand. Apparently.
Hell
it's
yeah.
lovely.
Anywheres. Go to Mexico. Go to Canada.
Yeah, I love Canada. Actually.
Toronto's amazing
Yeah,
city.
Toronto's great. Yeah.
Vancouver's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely love
Lots
it.
of Aussies go to Canada.
Yeah. Whistler's full of Aussies.
Whistler, exactly.
Yeah.
Peking Duck used to play Whistler almost every
Really? Yeah,
year,
actually, yeah. That's where all the cool kids from school ended up, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, they beat me up there for wearing a Minor Threat T-shirt.
Oh.
No, I didn't. So moving on to the photography a little bit.
Yeah.
It seems that you've got a very extensive resume of photography, and it seems to me like. In my ignorance, it can be broken down into a few loose categories. You've got your band photography, your live stuff, and I guess it's promotional photography for bands. You've done album art.
Yeah, and I never did art. Hey, Paul, we want you to shoot the cover. Never did that.
Okay, I was
They just
interested.
chose my photos.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, because I was interested in, say, like a really good example, and again, sorry to bring it back to At the Drive again, but just that photo, the cover of Vaya. The stereo.
That's not me.
Is that not you?
No, I did the back cover.
You did the back of it?
The picture of Paul is on the back, I think.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Or
yeah.
Cedric, I can't remember. No, I
Yeah.
didn't do the cover.
Oh, okay, righto.
No.
Yep. So you had the credit for that. So the band's just going through photos that you already have of them.
Yeah.
So they're not employing you and saying, "Do us a photo."
Correct.
Okay.
I think I did that one or twice for Jimmy Eat World, and they were never used.
Oh, righto. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're old
Yep.
man. They used to be managed by the guy who manages Ice-T.
Really?
Yeah. He was awesome.
Yeah, right.
He didn't know what to do with them, but he was the
Yeah.
guy who managed them when they were on Capitol Records.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Jorge, and he's still with Ice-T. He
Right.
came up with Ice-T.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's another person.
was cool, yeah.
Another person I was beaten up for listening to in the 90s.
Ice-T. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't a broad musical palette, but yeah.
What were those people who were being? What did they listen to? Rose Tattoo. and all that?
AC/DC, Guns N'
Okay.
Roses were the
Guns N' Roses.
were the dangerous ones. Just your run of the mill entry level metal stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
No, it's fine. I'm exaggerating quite a lot. But
You're right.
Yeah.
No, but-
I've caught more than one punch in the face though for various reasons. Often fashion choices and things I've said more than often than not. Yeah.
Right.
So you were learning the skills required to be a photographer already. You're at photography school, so that was something.
Yeah,
you
it
were
was at
pursuing?
photography school. It was a pretty cheesy school.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I got out of there. I did a year there.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I went on tour and they
Yep.
kicked me out.
Yep.
But I really liked the darkroom.
Right.
And I would still use the dark. They kicked me out. I said, "Can I still use the dark room?" And I think I got another 2 months.
Right. Okay.
Of just using the dark room.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So I was. Then after that, I would just go to dark rooms all over the country. Like sneak into the University of San Diego. Somebody would get me in there, and I would go to that dark room at 2 a.m. and
Yeah.
make little prints and stuff. So I
Yeah.
was using dark rooms all over the place.
So had you had a interest in photography earlier than that? Obviously, you were
Not really. I was in Boulder, Colorado, and I was my grades were so bad from my junior college that I wasn't getting accepted at the university. So I took some summer courses to get my grades up, and I took a photography course.
Okay.
And I had this fantastic teacher. He was so good. He was an artist. He was a real photographer.
Yep.
He was Chinese American. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
So he was just I just loved that class. And I didn't get into the university. So then I just went to photography school in Denver. I was like, fuck it, I'll go there.
Yeah.
And that was the total opposite. And teaching you how to wedding photography was like my nightmare.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like I said, I really enjoyed the darkroom. So I learned a lot of stuff in the darkroom.
Okay.
I learned things there.
So you learned the technical aspects of developers,
Exactly.
but also some ground
rules. The basics.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then after a year, they kicked me out. So I just kept doing it on my own. And like I said, like Discord, like those photos, it was just my aesthetic. Wide angle, a picture of a tire or whatever,
Yeah.
And I sent Jeff Nelson, I didn't know it was Jeff Nelson at the time, the drummer from Minor Threat.
Yeah.
He was the guy who did all the ads.
Yes, yeah.
He was the graphic designer guy.
Yeah.
So I sent him like 100 prints of photos. And he ended up, I remember I came home from tour. I don't think he had written me yet, or maybe, I can't remember. He said, oh, great stuff, I might use some of these. And then I open a Maximum Rock and Roll, and there's the Fugazi ad with the horse.
No way.
Yeah. So that was my first Discord ad, was a Fugazi record. They paid me $100.
Really?
My rent was $117. So it paid my rent for a month.
Nice.
That
must have been a buzz, right?
It was huge buzz.
Yeah, walking
First
on there
of
for a bit.
10 that he used.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
So that was pretty cool.
That's unreal. Yeah. I love that kind of, that's a big part of what attracts me to that sort of community and that sort of music, is that sort of, the community of it all.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, even the fact that
he didn't know me.
They ponied up the money, which is lovely, right?
I didn't ask for anything. That's just, exactly. They just, that's what you do.
Yes.
You can't ask for 200.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But 100 was, oh my God, I can't believe I just got paid by Discord for doing something that I would have paid them to do. Probably,
yeah.
So that was you're right. It was a huge buzz. It was a huge boost to what I was doing, that it was working.
Showed you were on the right track.
Absolutely.
Yeah, gave you the impetus. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah, it's funny how things fit together.
Yeah.
So did you have to start developing different techniques for your different types of photography if you're doing band photos or promotional stuff or live photos?
I was a one lens guy. It was a wide angle, 28 millimeters. It was black and white. I took slides too. No, I did take color. Okay. It was the same camera, same lens.
Yeah.
I got really bored of live shots.
Okay.
And in my book, you won't see any live shots.
Yeah.
That's what all you really see. But my thing was I was with the bands on the road, so that's what the book's going to be about. Is just them not on stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I stopped doing the live because everybody was doing live stuff back then. You'd have to push your way in with 10 photographers at these house shows, and every kid had a camera.
Yeah.
So there's 1 million photos of those same bands out there already, probably.
Yes, I see. Yeah.
But no, you just learn by mistakes, and it was more about printing that I really enjoyed, and different papers, and so that was the learning process. Was printing it more. But then I didn't have any. You didn't have an outlet for printing really.
No.
And that's why I kind of stopped, because I moved to Prague, and I would get my negatives developed and had contact sheets, and then that was it.
Okay.
I didn't have access to a darkroom in Prague. And that's when digital was happening, and film started getting really expensive, and so I started, and then I was I was busy as a tour manager instead of just a driver or whatever. So time got, down, and digital cameras really sucked when they first came out. Yeah, like really bad. Like there was a pause when you took the picture. Like, what's the point of taking a picture if you're not getting that instant? Yeah. So I waited a few years and then got a nice digital camera. But so that's at the end of the book is sort of the end of when I was taking black and white photos of bands.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that's evolved over the years, obviously, with the changes in technology, and then I mean, you've got some awesome photos online of places you've visited and landscapes and stuff like that. So obviously your technique slightly different for that sort of stuff. Are you a brand agnostic? Have you got gear that you like using? You don't really mind?
I don't care.
Grab whatever?
Whatever's right price, on sale or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I have a Canon now, yeah.
Okay.
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
And I don't know half the beeps and things. I just, know what I want, and I do that.
Yeah.
I don't waste too much time. I take a picture and move on.
So a lot of these, there's some of the stuff online. You've been to some incredible places.
Yeah, I love to travel.
Yeah. And you like to get off the beaten path a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
You've got, what's it called, a flickered? Is that what it's called? The Flickr?
Flickr,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's long. I haven't added to that in a long time.
Right, yeah. There's some pretty good stuff up there. Chernobyl.
Yeah, that was cool, man.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine, she's Czech, but she's an amazing woman. She's a photographer, like a proper fine art photographer. She went to school for it, and she was doing a project about. Do you remember it's a French movie? It's the Red Balloon. The little boy walking around Paris with a red balloon, and the balloon gets away. The balloon is a character in this.
Not
short
familiar.
movie.
Sorry. Yeah.
Well, she was going to do a photo shoot about this red balloon.
Okay. Yeah.
And her idea was to get the kid. She was going to get a kid and bring him to Chernobyl. We had to get a fixer. This guy who knew somebody. It was totally illegal for us to go there.
Yeah.
She realized she wasn't going to be able to get the kid there. So what she did, she superimposed the kid. She found a kid in Kiev, and then she took these photos in Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Pripyat is it's called Pripyat is the town next to Chernobyl.
Okay.
Chernobyl is the nuclear reactor, and Pripyat is where all the workers lived.
Okay. Yep.
And they left like that. If you saw that short series, they left super fast. And we paid this guy. We went there 2 days in a row. We were allowed, I think, 3 hours each time.
Okay.
And they take radiology of you as you're leaving. But those guys are just, you're paying them money. They don't care.
Yeah.
And I went to Chernobyl.
Yeah.
To Pripyat.
And when was that?
Probably 2010 or 11, something like that.
Yeah.
I think I was living in Portugal by that time.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It was so cold when we went there.
Yeah,
middle of winter.
Doesn't look fantastic, but yeah, interesting. Like, so some of these places, Moscow, Ethiopia, Ukraine, Portugal, Iceland. Are you visiting these places specifically to take photos, or are you just traveling there anyway? Yeah.
No, both.
Okay.
But no, the photography is always in the back of my mind when I was going to those places.
So you're booking travel with these destinations in mind, thinking, I want to go here and take some photos. Yeah. And then obviously, so you're drilling down when you're going to visit, say, Ukraine, you're drilling down best places to visit to get photos? Like, how does this work?
No, that one was off with my friend. Like, I was just with her.
Yep.
She had this, she knew what she was doing. We were in Kiev for a week, I think. And then we did this, we drove to this place. This fixer guy drove us there, and then he paid the guys, the guards to get us in there.
So that's a specific trip for
So that was all on her schedule.
Yeah.
Ethiopia was another friend. She worked she was a student at University of Arizona. They did this huge study, anthropology of where Lucy was. Remember, Lucy was the first skeleton that was found, the oldest human at the time. We went and she had been there to research, and she wanted to go back. So we went back, and we were. It was crazy. It's crazy. But I just followed her.
Okay.
We stayed in this little village. It was totally bizarre.
It's somewhere that's been on my list to visit, actually. It was trekking through the cliffs and all that sort of stuff.
Unfortunately, we didn't do too much of seeing Ethiopia. We went to this one spot, stayed there, and then we left. I would have liked to go more around Ethiopia, but we did see some outdoor markets for it was pretty incredible what we saw.
So this is more of an opportunity arose and you jumped on it. And
absolutely. She was like, she knew me. She was the ex-wife of Rick from Jimmy World, the bass player.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, Jenna. And I'd known her forever. She's out of the blue. You want to go to Ethiopia with me? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not?
Never been there. Why not?
Yeah, right. Got some photos out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Yeah. Is there anywhere that stands out as an overriding memory of the places you visited? Are those?
I just went to Iceland in May. May. And sorry, September.
Okay. Yeah.
And I used to go there every summer on my own for like 7 years in a row.
Okay.
Before it was crazy.
Yeah.
And so I knew going back this time, it was like, but my partner never been, so we went, you know.
Yeah.
And I knew to expect crowds, and there was. And
Okay.
I'll probably never go back.
Righto. Yeah.
But when I first started going there, it was incredible.
Yeah.
There was
the
just
scenery there
no
was
one around.
Phenomenal.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So if you visit somewhere like that, are you dragging your partner along and you're like, mate, we're going to be here
Now,
for
yeah.
10 hours whilst I'm waiting for the light to get right?
No. Like I said, I take a picture and move on.
Yeah.
No, I'm not that professional.
No?
Absolutely not.
You know, like, getting multiple. See, my theory when I've travelled, I'm definitely not a photographer. My theory is take a whole bunch of photos. It's easier to delete them than it is to go back and take more.
Well, digital now is,
Yeah, and my theory is that I'm going to get one good shot.
Yeah.
Surely. Yeah. Not to the, unfortunately, to the standard that you're capturing.
No, but you do one and you move on. That's how, you know, like, you can't spend. When you think you got the best shot ever and you take 20 of them, they all suck.
Yeah.
It's the one you didn't really think about that turns out to be really good.
So you're doing a lot of editing afterwards and all that sort of stuff? You do much of that editing process?
Yeah, now I do a little more, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can get caught up in that, and then it turns to be crazy. And now with AI, it's, you know, you can't really tell what's real and not.
Yeah. You
know, when you see the beach and the water looks so blue, you're like,
It's a shame, isn't it, that we now have to...
Although now in Arizona, I mean, here in Australia, like, the water is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But overall, you know, when you see beaches in Bali,
you
know, I'm sorry, when I go Bali, the water's kind of brown. You know?
Yeah. No, it's not my favourite place to visit.
No. You get beat up for wearing a minor threat shirt.
That's right. Too many Australians there for a start.
Exactly.
If they're not in Whistler, they're in Bali. Yeah. That's where the other end of the school.
No, all my friends around the world. Oh, Bali, let's go to Bali.
Yeah.
I used to think that, and then I went there.
Yeah.
We have in the U.S. We have Daytona Beach in Florida.
Okay.
Where everybody. That's the Bali of the U.S.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Where's the American version of a bogan, I guess. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
White trash.
Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Nah, it's all right. I'm a little white trashing myself. It's fine.
You can edit that
out. So just some sort of more general, broad questions, if you don't mind. Yeah. So you've sort of said why you moved to Perth. Now I've covered that. And how did you find sleepy little Perth? I mean, I suppose you'd been in Europe, slowing down.
I had been here before.
Yeah.
Through work with Mars Volta, and different bands that come here.
Would you ever have guessed in a million years when you were passing through that this would be you were to reside? Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
We would finish tours here. I never been to Rotten. I never did much. So yeah.
I've always thought one of the benefits of being in Perth and being a live music lover is the fact that tours often finished here.
What's his name? Is it Paul? The Billions guy. Billions is a U.S. company, and then he's the guy who booked Nick Cave.
Oh, yeah,
He lives here.
Yeah, right. Okay.
What's his name? He booked Spacey Jane.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
He's been booking band. You've probably been to a million shows that he's booked.
Right, okay, yeah.
His name's Paul. God, I can't remember his last name.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He's a booking agent here.
Okay, yeah.
And he books Pavement and PJ Harvey.
Right,
That's
okay.
why all those bands they play down in Frio. That's because of him.
Okay, right.
He lives here.
Right.
He's got like 5 kids or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's got bills to pay. Yeah.
But he probably has all the infrastructure with him here. They can stay, you know, I'm like, it's a great place to start a tour. You know?
And also lots of the festivals would wind up here before they went to Asia. So, I mean, I got a list of things that I think were unique events that happened here because the end of the tour was happening, or especially occasionally I've seen bands break up in front of me because they've just had a gut full of each other. And, you know, this is the last show of a tour around Australia, you know, like, seeing Black Flag, you know, Mike Vallely come out and take the microphone and take over.
Oh, that Black Flag. That version of Black Flag.
You know, or just crazy. Jane's Addiction broke up in front of me. You know, stuff like that. I'm like, they've been on tour in Australia for 3 weeks. They've arrived in Perth and they've finished their show and they're like, you know what, we're done.
And Perth isn't the epic show to finish a tour off either, because your crowd isn't. It's different.
Yeah. Do you find the crowds vary from place to place like that quite a lot? Because they tell it. Every band on stage has told me we're the best crowd they've ever seen. So I
remember Salt Lake City, home of the Mormons.
Yeah,
that's where you get so many weirdos.
Okay,
and crowd, and it could get really crazy there.
Yeah,
it was such a surprise that a crowd in Salt Lake City would be that rabid and energetic and
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just counter to the stereotype of it.
Yeah, but you have that such a huge conservative. You're going to have these small versions. You're going to fight against it. And they went overboard.
You're right.
So I always say Salt Lakes was the weirdest crowd, like
Yeah.
the most unexpected.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Australia, they're all Friday, Saturday night. I don't go near downtown on Fridays of any town.
I haven't been out since the late 90s.
Yeah. Adelaide scares me.
Really? Yeah.
Brisbane scares me on Friday and Saturday nights.
Right.
Perth, I don't go to Northbridge on 11 o'clock on a Friday. No thanks. Yeah.
No, I can get stabbed closer to home. Plus, there's my parole conditions, which that's another story.
The guy. Have you been to the Wave Rock Festival?
I haven't been. No.
That's the guy who runs that. Is the guy who books all those.
Okay. Yeah. Just because that gets some great acts as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's him.
Yeah. Okay.
He's been doing that for a long time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So you can thank him for all those bands coming to Perth. That's him.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we regularly bemoan Australian tour announcement, and we look at it, and it's Brisbane.
Girls Against Boys.
Yeah.
Not coming to Perth.
Yeah.
They just announced a tour.
Yeah.
In Australia. Not coming to Perth.
I understand it.
I completely understand it.
It sucks. Yeah. We've always said we'd pay a little bit more to cover whatever. We're like, why don't we just pay an extra $20 or $30 for a ticket?
It might be more than that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The flights are not cheap now, and you used to have to. Virgin and Qantas were sort of fighting with each other over this. The industry is huge in Australia for touring, and so you'd go where they're not going to charge you for all your overage, all your guitars, and so. But now neither of them give a shit.
Every dollar.
Yeah, so you're paying all this money to put all your gear on the plane now.
Yeah.
Whereas before they just go, rock up early and they just throw it on there.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, I had no idea. Someone recently did. Jake might remember. Someone recently did a breakdown of the extra expenses of coming to Perth. It was quite interesting to see. It really was an eye opener as to how it's not.
Yeah, because you can't bring any equipment here.
Yeah,
you can't do your regular show.
Yeah.
Because if you have a truck, you can't get a truck here.
No, yeah.
I mean, it could cost a fortune.
Yeah.
So you just have to rent everything, and it's just any show you see in Perth is not the real show that a band normally would do with all their
own
video
gear,
screens and blah blah.
Yeah.
Which is you probably don't care about anyway.
No.
I wouldn't too. But that's what I'm saying. That's why most bands don't come here, because you just can't do their show.
Yeah. That's why we do generally appreciate when they do.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there anything other than your photography? What are you? Is there anything else you're passionate about in your life? Is there anything?
I play a lot of tennis.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, that's how I pass my time.
Get your heart rate up doing that?
I used to play before. I mean, rock and roll and tennis doesn't really go together. Lars from Metallica is probably the only.
Is he? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He used to play tennis. Yeah.
Right.
Almost a semi-pro, I think he was.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I hate people with more than one talent. Let's share them around.
He's probably a better tennis player than he's a drummer, they say. I don't know.
He's probably a better rhythm. Yeah, you're right. Interesting. Okay, yeah.
So I play a lot of tennis.
You enjoy that? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's interesting. It's good to have a variety of things, I guess, and something to keep you on your feet and moving around.
Yeah, I read a lot.
Biographies, you said before,
Yeah, my partner is he works part-time.
Yep.
We just go hiking, and we're pretty good. Our life's pretty damn good.
Excellent.
I'm very lucky.
Yes, excellent. Yeah.
No complaints.
What was the last piece of art, any kind of art, movie, music, photo, painting that really impressed you? Is there anything that springs to mind that you can think of?
There's this guy, I saw him on Instagram. I just bought his book.
Yeah.
David Schneider. I'll show you later.
Sure, yeah.
He's an AI guy, but it's fantastic stuff. And he's so much. I don't even know the possibilities of what he's going to do later. But it's pretty incredible.
It's really, and that's what, imagery of some description?
Yeah, it's videos, but you'll see.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Yeah, David.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Schneider. I think he's German or Austrian.
Yeah.
Pretty funky stuff.
Okay.
But I'm always going to a museum. Everywhere I go, we're going to go to a museum.
Okay. You're into that? Yeah.
I'm always looking at art museums. It gets you, it's inspiring to see other people's art, and
yes,
it makes you, I want to go out and take some photographs or whatever.
Perfect. Yeah. How do you feel about the evolution of this technology stuff like AI? Have you got any particular take on that? Anything?
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah,
it's scary.
Yeah.
I mean, with the politics and everything, and idiots believing everything they see, you can see, how Russia influenced the U.S. election.
Yeah.
The first one. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think it's, I think the bad is worse than the good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know how, I mean, this Australia ban with kids, obviously it's great for the 2-year-old who never had a phone yet.
Yeah.
And that's what people have to think about that.
Yes.
It's not for the kids right now. They're already gone.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to stop them doing it. But it's the 2-year-olds who aren't going to, they're not going to know that they're allowed to do it, I guess.
Yeah,
if
no,
it works.
I completely agree. Yeah. No, 100%, yeah.
Yeah. So if I was 14 or whatever, I'd be probably pissed off.
Yeah.
But the parents are probably going to, you know, they're not going to be able to stop it.
They're already, You can tell which parents are addicted to the social media because they're the ones already installing a VPN for their children.
You can't just go, I'm going to be on my phone, but you can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, so the whole family's going to have to stop.
Yeah.
Which is not going to happen.
Yeah. It's interesting that we're trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube a little bit here because these things are evolving so much faster than any government's aware of or willing to do anything about it. And in fact, some of the guardrails that they did put on this sort of stuff like AI, that some governments are just removing it and just saying go for it.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary for creatives, like in particular.
I can imagine.
Yeah. I think probably if I was making music or visual art of some description, I'd probably be pretty nervous about it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
What song did I just heard? Was it Fugazi and it was like a soul, sitting in the waiting room.
Yeah.
It's been done. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
You don't want to like it, but it was so good.
Yeah.
I'll send that to you too. I just saved it. It was so good.
It'll make me mad and happy at the same time.
Yeah. You think hopefully that'll inspire someone to actually, you know, play the song live like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But you're right. If I was an illustrator, I mean, doomed.
Yeah.
But this guy that I'm going to show you is being creative.
Yeah.
With
okay.
it.
So it might be like all things. It might be like fire, right? Like it might be a useful tool, or it might burn us all down.
Right.
Yeah. So remains to be seen. But
it'll probably burn us all down.
I'm leaning more towards we're going to get burned. Yeah.
But like you said, the can of worms is already open.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Yeah. But that's happened with all these technologies. So this is what we're saying. Social media's been around for however long, and now we're trying to implement some protections around it. And because we certainly can't expect these mega corporations to have the best interests of.
Well, okay, we're done.
Yeah, we're making some money out of it. We're all good. I mean, I think the guy who runs Spotify said he'd be happy to replace every artist with AI, right? And just not have to give them their pittance.
I'm so glad I stopped my Spotify. You know, I thought, how can I do this? I've been enjoying it so much. It's like I have my own music. You know, like I have so much stuff already. I put all my CDs on MP3s and stuff, so I don't need it.
Yeah. You're a big physical media guy. Do you do records?
I
or
sold
CDs?
my whole record collection when I moved here.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I made $10,000.
Wow, okay.
I got in on Discogs before they started have you ever done any Discogs stuff?
Yeah.
And so when they changed the rules on shipping, that screwed everything up. If you're in Australia, you got fucked.
Yeah.
You know, because they wanted you to, I mean, Australian post office is changing their prices constantly, and it's different. I was selling to all over the world, and what it was when you started, you set the price for your shipping. You know, now I'm an honest guy. I'm just charging them what it actually costs.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that. But the new rule was that you had to put that into the system before.
Okay.
So when they would go to buy the record, they would know exactly how much it's going to cost to ship.
So you'd have to inflate the price to cover it.
Yeah, and then and like I said, it was changing and it was just all this work to put in.
Yeah.
But luckily, I had sold probably 98% of my collection before that started. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Hard to part with, or you?
You know, I've been traveling for so long, and I hadn't had a record player for a long time.
Yeah.
And I had my records in New York. When I moved to Prague, I kept them in New York.
Yeah.
I just came over with a suitcase. So I stored them. Finally, I had enough money, and I shipped them over to Prague, and then I moved them to Porto, and I never bought a record player because I was gone all the time.
Yeah.
And I stopped buying vinyl because it was just I didn't have enough space for it.
Plus the vinyl boom happened and the price went back up again.
But back then, I could, you know, I was hardly ever buying new vinyl.
Okay,
Buying record store, you know, used records and stuff.
Yeah.
So I didn't think I would ever sell it, and then I moved here, and my money went like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was before I had just met my partner, and I couldn't just take money from him.
Yeah.
Moved
to Australia. And
so I was like, I started selling it, and I sold it for so cheap. This guy from Italy would go, oh, I'll give you, I want to buy 80 of your records. Oh, I'll give you a deal, like stupid,
Yeah.
I sold some amazing stuff. Old New York hardcore 7 inches and stuff.
Did you have some locals come around and buy some old?
Of course.
I think you might have sold some records to some friends of mine.
Okay, yeah. They came to my house. Oh, no. I remember 2 guys, they bought a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it was probably John. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I probably gave him a deal too.
Yeah. Well, it was gone to a very good home. He was equally beaten up in our small town. So look.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would he have bought some Discord stuff from me?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, lungfish, I think, and stuff like
Okay,
that. All that sort of gear.
Small world.
Yeah. And just to wind up, I could talk for days, but we probably shouldn't. We've only got the room for a couple of hours.
Okay.
No. Hopes and dreams for the future. Is there anything you're hoping to achieve? Anything you
get this book out?
Yeah.
It's seriously a huge.
Yep.
I mean, I've been working on it for 5 years, but I've been thinking about it for 30.
Yep.
So it's a big big deal.
That's going to be a sense of achievement when that hits the shelves.
Yeah, it's all about self-sabotage. Like, just fucking do it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it's good enough. Just do it, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I keep telling myself. So.
Yeah. And so, give it a plug. You've got a name?
I'm just going to call it my email address, Road Drake.
Perfect. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was my first email address.
Okay.
At earthling.net or Hotmail.
The old Hotmail.
But Road Drake, I can name the book. I'm not going to come up with some bullshit, some art museum paragraph of what it
some
means.
Clever pun.
Whatever. Road Drake.
Yeah.
It'll be distributed by Polyvinyl, put out by Washed Up Emo.
Excellent. Yeah.
Terrible name, but
Which is actually, Washed Up. They don't need me to plug them because it's a very successful podcast.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. He's super into it.
Yeah.
I just saw him 2 weeks ago in LA. And,
Yeah, probably last time I remember I listened to Jim Ward on there not too long ago.
Yeah.
And just so I was driving with my wife and we were listening to it, and it occurred to me whilst I was listening to Jim, and he sounded so normal and nice and down to earth.
He is nice.
And I had this little epiphany of that. I'm very lucky that the art that I was attracted to, the Fugazis and the Jims that were. Are these kind of people? Like I found the music first and then discovered the community later.
Yeah, okay.
And I mean, I could have been a Kanye fan.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? I was lucky enough that there's people like that. So Washed Up Emo was where I last listened to Jim, and it's very captivating. Yeah, really good stuff. So it'd be excellent to have that behind it.
He knows. Yeah, he likes it. He's into it, and I think I'll sell the most books through his endorsement or whatever. Because he's kept it alive.
Yep. Excellent. Yeah.
I mean, Mineral just played their last show. They played at Coachella or something.
Yeah.
Was it Coachella? No. Sorry, it's called Best Friends Forever Festival in Vegas. Jawbaker played.
Oh yeah.
It's a huge festival.
Yeah. I mean, I went to Coachella in 2012.
Okay.
And saw At the Drive-In.
Oh yeah, I was there.
Yeah. I mean, I
hadn't seen those guys in a long time.
Yeah.
And I came back. I got the Santa Gold job from going to Coachella.
Yeah.
Just,
what a lineup that was. That was an incredible.
It was
lineup.
really bad though. Eh?
You didn't? The show. Yeah. Look, I'd never seen them before.
Yeah, okay.
So I
shouldn't say it was. We all understood why
flat.
Omar was going through, but
yes,
dude, that was.
I was there for the second weekend, so I believe that the second weekend was a bit more flat than the first weekend.
Yeah, I was there both. Yeah.
Yeah. It was there wasn't the same visceral manic energy that they had when they were younger.
He would always tell me he would never do it.
Yeah.
But why would it? I mean, the payment was incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he used that money to go do Mars Volta, so why not?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I saw them. I flew over to see him in Sydney when they
did the reunion.
When they toured with what's his name, Jim wasn't in the band.
Yep. After the reunion album, which I quite liked actually. I thought it was pretty good.
Did you see him on that tour?
No, I didn't. No, because I didn't come
play
here.
Perth. Yeah.
So and I didn't have the means to fly. I'd already flown over to the States for that one. For me, as a long-time fan that hadn't had the opportunity to see them before, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I really liked it, but I also knew it wasn't quite what it once was, and I was prepared.
And you never can get that.
I was prepared for that. Yeah, I was prepared, and I was on the other side of the world at a music festival, which is my sort of natural habitat, so I was happy enough.
And back then, Coachella was not a rock festival, but it was more those bands. Now you're lucky to get one or two of them.
Yes, I've become quite the Coachella lineup snob now. I look at it.
It's pretty rough.
2012, is it? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
At the Drive-In played the very first Coachella.
Did they really?
They were the very first band that day.
Daylight set.
First day, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Our guest list, our guests couldn't even get in. Like, they were having trouble getting the guest list together or whatever, and they were playing.
Right.
There was no cover on it was a different time of the year.
Yeah.
It was so hot.
Oh, man. There was
no shade.
Brutal out there, yeah.
Yeah.
Even as an Aussie, I was like, geez, I mean, it's the desert, right, I guess?
It was brutal.
Yeah. Wow, okay.
And they changed the time frame. But at the Drive-In played the first Coachella.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And probably won't do it again, I would have thought, yeah?
Never say never.
Well, I guess, yeah.
Pays money.
Yeah. Well, we all need money to survive, unfortunately, don't we?
Bands can't be turning that stuff down. They turned it down for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think they finally realized like they can cash in. Good for them.
Oh, look, yeah.
For being able to do that.
And Refused was the other reason I went, and obviously.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I thought that was my one.
I felt bad for Refused.
Was that for the?
Because At the Drive-In was getting all the hype.
The reunion hype. Yeah.
But they did many years anyway.
Yeah, well, Refused. I mean, I thought that was meant to be the one show, so we flew there.
Refused?
Yeah, I've seen them twice in Perth since.
Okay, yeah, they've done it a few times. Yeah.
We flew all the way there. I mean, no regrets. It's fantastic. We flew all the way to see
their
them.
tour manager, Robin. She's an amazing photographer.
Really?
She's got her own book. She tours with Warpaint as well.
Yeah.
But she's the Refused tour manager. She's amazing. Okay. She's a really good photographer.
Wow. Okay.
And she travels. She rents a car for a day on her days off, and she has drones. She's really great.
Okay. Yeah. I have to look it up. Yeah, because they're about to play their last ever shows.
Yes, exactly.
Again.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, no, again, no regrets from both those reformations. I am not snobby about it whatsoever. They gave me the opportunity to see some of my favorite bands.
Did you ever see the band after Refused? What's his name? International Noise Conspiracy?
Yeah. I never saw them, but yeah. Didn't mind them.
They played with Jimmy Eat World.
Okay.
Yeah. And in Europe on the very first tour. I actually, we put the shows together. That's funny.
That was when they had the Smash It Up.
They're a little bit, if you know Nation of Ulysses.
Yes.
It's a little bit...
yeah.
Copycat.
Influenced by. Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry. Refused, a little bit copy of Nation of Ulysses.
Okay, yep.
International Noise Conspiracy, a little bit copy of The Makeup.
Okay, I don't know The Makeup.
Oh,
that's not familiar. Yeah.
That's Ian Savonius from Nation of Ulysses turned into The Makeup.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to look them up.
Yeah. All DC guys.
Yep.
The Makeup.
Okay, yeah.
And the female bass player.
Okay, yeah. So probably on Discord then?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Music not great, but amazing live. Ian Savonius is an amazing frontman. Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah.
But Dennis took a lot from Ian Savonius.
Yeah. I think...
but made it his own.
Yeah, we all take in those influences and manifest them however they come out, don't we? So...
Yeah, look at Nation Ulysses record, and then you look at the Refused record.
Yeah.
And on the back, and the philosophy.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. I mean, obviously, people haven't really dug deep into Nation Ulysses.
Influenced by, for sure.
Yeah, right. Well, this has been very enlightening.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. It's been, excellent.
Hopefully I'll do more of these when the book comes out, I think. And
go on Washed Up Emo, no doubt, and have a chat? Or?
Yeah, I did one a long time ago, but he never played it.
Oh, really?
Maybe it's just, I think he's just waiting for the book.
We all have the lost tapes occasionally where something goes wrong.
Maybe I was probably too negative or something.
Okay.
I think I told you I tend to be that sometimes. So
that hasn't been the case at all.
Good. I'm trying hard.
See, well done. No, so thanks again for coming in.
Thank you, man.
Take care.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers. Okay, wow. That was our chat with Paul. What a guy. What an interesting life. Could have chatted with Paul for many, many more hours about music and travel and life in general. Really appreciate him being so cool to deal with throughout the whole process, and I really enjoyed the conversation with him, and hope you did too. Be sure to keep an eye out for his book when it becomes available. We'll give it a shout out on the socials once it's out, and I'll be ordering myself a copy ASAP. Speaking of socials, we'd love it if you could give us a follow on ours, on the Facebook, on the Instagram and the YouTube. We really appreciate any and all support. If you've got any feedback whatsoever, preferably nice stuff, feel free to send it through to us at our Gmail. For our next episode, we've got local music man about town, Shane Pinniger, joining us. Shane has been a fixture of the local music scene for decades, documented a lot of its history through his various reviews, interviews, features that he's published on various websites, forums, publications over the years, Express, The Music, Rolling Stone, his own website, 100% Rock. We have a really interesting chat about the music side of things, the interviews that he's done, the people he's spoken to, his experiences in that sort of field. He's also a published author, and we talk about some of the books that he's released. His most recent book, Rocksploitation, which is a deep dive into the rock and roll movies. It's a really fun one. We also talk about the biography of his father that he wrote, which detailed some of the experiences that his father had as a child migrant coming to Australia. It was a very poignant and powerful conversation in parts, really fun in parts. I hope you can join us for that one when it comes out in a couple of weeks. And before we go, always got to give a big thanks to Jake from Doomstone Productions for all his work on the recording, production, editing, everything of these podcasts as the backbone of the whole thing. If you're looking for anybody to do that sort of work for you, I strongly recommend Jake at Doomstone. You can't go too wrong with our guy there. Thanks again for listening, and we shall see you next time.